On divorce court today. Buy a house, deliver a baby, and get married all in 1 week? Tenisha and James made all of that happen. But could cheating tear it all apart? Tenisha Williams and James Williams have brought their dispute for Judge Lynn Toller to resolve. Testimony in divorce court starts now.
Mr. and Mrs. Williams, you two have been married for 11 months, correct?
That's correct.
And things are already rocky. And they've come here because they don't want to get a divorce, but they've seen my advice and they think I can help. So I brought them out here. I made you take a compatibility test that I give to people for before your vows, and it was enlightening. But I'm going to start with you, Ms. Williams. Why don't you tell me? Well, first of all, I think you had a very rapid fire marriage. Tell me what happened when you first got married.
Basically, I do want to start off saying I normally do not date light-skinned guys. So when I met him, it was kind of stalkish. He knew family members of mine, so he would constantly be over at my family member's house.
Hang on. You did all these things, you got married, did it all in 1 week, you got an 11-month marriage that's already in trouble, and then you talking about he's light-skinned?
Well, don't get me wrong, there's absolutely nothing wrong with light-skinned guys. Just not my preference.
Right.
So, like I was saying, we went on a date, dinner and a movie. We had so many commonalities. We hit it off. We were basically...
Now, look, get me closer to the marriage.
Okay. We did have breakups on and off for about 4 years on and off. Eventually, I did end up getting pregnant. And I feel like it was kind of a rush because on his end, I feel like he wasn't ready to get married because he didn't get everything out of his system.
Well, let me ask you this. How did that come about, the decision to marry? I mean, you were pregnant. He simply wanted to make the situation right. Did he propose? How did the idea we should marry come to fruition?
Well, probably within a year and a half of us talking, we were discussing marriage because we had the same belief system. We believed that when you're dating, it leads into marriage. That was our belief system. So, you know, I told him, I'm not going to continue being in a relationship or just your girlfriend. It's going on 2 years. What are you trying to do? You know, are you wasting my time?
Is this before you two had a baby or after?
This is before.
I want to talk to Mr. Williams there, because you run around the maypole a little too much for me. Mr. Williams, why don't you tell me, when you decided to get married, what happened? What did you say? It's time, or I don't really want to? What happened?
Well, she kind of pressed me, and we went ring shopping, and really just that's kind of how it happened. Like, we just went by the ring store, and I was like, you like that one? You like this one? And she ends up with one. I mean,
so what, she was pregnant, and she said, look, I'm pregnant. I've been with you forever. Yeah, put a ring on it or go away. Is that what she said?
Pretty much.
Put a ring on it.
Pretty much.
And you decided to put a ring on it.
Yes.
Is that basically what occurred? You said, look, brother, you got to step up, give me a ring, I'm having a baby, let's do this thing. Is that accurate?
That is accurate. But I did tell him, don't let me being pregnant be the cause for you wanting to
And
get
his
married.
response was what?
Okay, let's go ahead. I mean, honestly, that's basically what it was. Like I said, throughout the whole process, even while I was pregnant, I kept telling him. Even before we got married, I told him, don't let this baby be the cause of you getting married, because it's just not going to work. And now, not even 2 weeks after we got married, we were having issues. The day before we got married, we were having issues.
Just on the general, when a guy says, okay, I'll go ahead, that means I don't want to do it, but I'm pressed in to do it, so I'm going to do it. That's how men speak that, because especially when you want it, and I think you were on it, and he just gave in. He just caved.
Well,
go ahead.
Well, let me just tell you, we did marriage counseling, and when our counselor, which is our pastor, when he asked him, why do you want to get married, J.E. told him that he feels like I'm his soulmate and he couldn't see his life without me. And, you know, that kind of simmered everything down as far as, you know, oh, I'm having a baby, he's not just doing it for that, because he never told me that before. So when I heard that, I was like, okay, wow, I could go with that.
Here's what I'm saying, Ms. Williams. You kept telling him, don't let this baby be the reason. If you had felt that he was really ready to get married, you wouldn't have kept asking him that and telling him that. You sensed already that he was reluctant. You know, there's nothing wrong with things not being perfect. There's nothing wrong with getting into things a little bit backwards or sideways, but don't pretend it's something other than what it is.
Right.
That way the problems are easier to resolve. Mr.
Right.
Williams, did I call that one correctly?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, lies and abandonment are driving Tenisha away. Is there any way for James to win her back? Divorce isn't easy. If you need help with your breakup, call toll-free 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Become a fan at facebook.com/divorcecourt. Real people, real conflict, real judgments. Divorce Court continues.
Now, Ms. Williams, I'm going to go back to you, and I'm going to try again. And before I say anything, let me say this. Both of you speak a lot about your beliefs, what you thought and what you believed. I wanted to know how you felt, what you wanted, and why you're not happy. I don't want to know about your belief system. I want to know what's really going on at your house, okay? Now, you tell me, when did it start to go bad and what it is you were having a problem with?
What started to go bad was when he started listening to outsiders and be like, well, I just feel this. And I'm like,
somebody told you to feel that. I've got that. Now, let me ask you this. What were you two arguing about regularly that caused him to go to other people?
Well, after I had my baby, we stayed arguing a lot about him being out all the time with his friends and not helping me around the house. I'm a new mother. I mean, this is completely new to me. I'm not for sure what to do. I'm sitting crying by myself, and he's with his friends who are well known for cheating on their long-term girlfriends or wives, and they're on social media arguing, and I'm seeing this, and I'm like, what do you as a married man look like being with these guys?
That, to me, is the basic underlying problem that began this. Mr. Williams, what did you expect once you said I do? Did you expect everything to remain the same? And if so, why did you say I do?
I expected everything to change with me and her, but I mean, that's because arguments arose, and who wants to stay there and argue? So why not?
Arguments don't arise. Something happens, and then you argue about it. And I want to know is what was going wrong. What she's telling me is she didn't think you were invested in the marriage, that you got married but didn't change your old single ways, that you were still going out doing what you were doing. And I want to know if, in fact, she's got that right or something else was wrong.
I think that it was more so I was working, throughout the week so much to where when I get off, I don't want to just sit at the house and, just be there. I want to go do something or, get out of the house.
You didn't enjoy being home with your wife and kid?
Not so much that. Like, if, say, she didn't want to go out and I wanted to go do something, we want to go eat or something, she'd be like, well, I guess she felt a certain way about her weight, or, after she had the baby, she wasn't the same. Her body had changed and everything. And she didn't feel like going out sometimes, and I'd go out and eat with my friends, go to wing night or something, eat with my friends or something.
If your wife is sad, just had a baby, having a baby is, I don't know if y'all hit it, it's a deep, difficult thing. You're throwing up, you're uncomfortable, the baby's burping all night, so you can't sleep. Inside your stomach, he's burping. And and then afterwards, your body shifts, your hormones are all over the map. That kid is not letting you sleep, and your response is, well, you're going through something. Let me leave.
Exactly.
Did you comfort and care for this new mother and new baby? Or did you just say, oh, well, you're not any fun anymore. Let me go elsewhere?
No, I mean, I don't think I did that as much.
Isn't that what you just told me?
Well, yeah, but in a sense, it was because of arguments, though. I mean, that was.
What would you argue about?
Well, prior to our marriage, she'd done something with someone else.
She cheated?
Yeah, she cheated with somebody, and she brought that up in arguments and stuff, and I mean, that just makes for more arguments.
She brought that up in arguments, which means there was already argument. And if you don't tell me what the arguments were about, I'm going to lose my mind.
When divorce court continues, is Tenisha's violent temper out of control?
Do you think Tenisha and James should have bought a house, gotten married, and had a baby in the same week? Call 1-800-282-1991 to vote now and see if America agrees with your opinion. You'll also receive some valuable offers.
If you would like your case heard on divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com and join the conversation on Twitter at Divorce Court. Divorce Court continues.
Let me tell you two what you were arguing about. You were arguing about not having the family and the picture that you wanted, and you were also arguing about the fact that he wasn't acting like he was married. You were what, 26?
Yes, ma'am.
He was behaving like he was 26, and he was going out, and that's what you were arguing about. Then other stuff came in on top of that, but that was the basic problem.
Right.
Can I get a cosign on that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
I got a cosign on that.
Exactly.
Now, Mr. Williams, you say that Mrs. Williams has quite the temper.
She breaks things when she gets mad. She does a lot. I have pictures, evidence.
Wow.
Now, what am I looking at? All I see is a foot.
You have to look really, really close. It's cracked all the way down the side of it.
That happened because he wants to go out to the club at 2 o'clock at night. And to me, a married man,
Shouldn't do that. Did it stop him?
he went right to the club, and I went right to the club with him.
Yeah. And this is a door jam? Were you busting in or busting out?
I was busting in.
You were busting into a bedroom or to the house itself?
The bedroom. I asked for him to let me in, and he wouldn't let me in.
Was he hiding from you? Now go ahead and tell the truth, Mrs. Williams. Was he hiding from you? You were hot and rolling, and he was like, oh, Lord. Went into the bedroom, locked the door, and you...
Well, that's a kick-in.
Oh, you kicked?
Yes.
Oh. Which makes more sense than the shoulder. I'm sorry. I don't break indoors, so I don't... I don't know how that works.
I'm working on my anger. I really am.
Mr. Williams, is that what happened?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let me tell you what I think your underlying problem is. In these compatibility tests, I heard nothing about love, care, interest, support. All I heard was respect, listen to me, not the man, in charge, who's not in charge. I want him to be a man, he's not a man. I want her to stop being the man on top of me. It's all a power struggle and nothing more. You keep claiming you want more of a man while you telling him what to do. And it's hard to be a man when you got somebody telling you what to do all the time. Mr. Williams, you're trying to be a man while you're still behaving like a boy. You can't go out like you're single. Am I right or am I wrong?
You're
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Absolutely right.
You want to respond, Ms. Williams, so go ahead. Tell me what did I miss it?
You hit it right on point. I just want to be able to talk to him. We don't talk anymore.
All right.
It's always an argument, and I don't know how to come back from that.
Right. Because everybody's angry, and you've got these rebound emotions around the house, and nothing's right.
Pete, we can't talk anymore because he talks to somebody and it's like, oh, that's the end of the word. I got their word and that's what we're doing. I'm just like, come on. We used to talk on the phone for hours. You know, now we don't talk. We don't have no ends to anything. I want to talk about bills. Oh, it's argument about bills. I want to go out together. Oh, it's the argument about going out together. It's a hassle now.
Yeah. Everything is a hassle. Even things that used to be simple are now a hassle.
If I raise my voice, oh, you're being itchy, You'll
Yeah.
say you're being itchy and...
Itchy?
Well...
I'm telling you, I'm gonna publish a dictionary. Divorce court words. Mr. Williams, you see your wife over there. She's crying. Her heart's broken. What are you thinking? How do you feel?
I don't feel good, but at the same time, when we do argue, it's like she said, we're arguing, you know, and she's raising her voice at me and stuff. I feel like I'm supposed to be wearing the pants. I'm wearing the panties, you know.
Right? Yeah. You can't be the man because she won't allow you to be the man. It's how you feel.
Yeah. There's no conversation because she's trying to run. You know, she's trying to tell me what I need to, you know, do and all that. And I'm not getting a chance to talk. You know?
Ms. Williams, what's your response to that?
Well, I am very dominant, but in saying that, I understand that he is also the man of the house, but it's kind of hard to allow him to step up and do things when, while even I was pregnant, I was doing everything. It's hard to step down the ladder of being dominant when I'm constantly having to
handle it, because if you don't do it, it doesn't get done.
Exactly.
So you have to continue to. I understand exactly what you're talking about.
It's exactly that.
Judge Lynn Toller's ruling next. Divorce Court, Judge Lynn Toller's ruling right now.
I know exactly what's wrong here, and it's fixable. But it starts with you. You don't feel like you're the man, not because she doesn't respect you, it's because you're not doing the things that you need to do in order to take charge of your household. You are not the one responsible for the bills and responsible for how things work. You don't make sure the home is all tucked up and tucked in before you head out. And so what she does is, if it's not taken care of, she has to take care of it herself. And it makes her angry. You want to be respected, but have not earned that respect. The home is a nice place. It's got this pretty woman in it, and it's got your baby in it. You're 26 years old, and I think you're 26 typical for a male, which means pretty much not ready. He needs instruction. He needs help. He doesn't need you to holler. You got yourself half a kid. You got to tell him 3 things he needs to do. Something he can handle, but something that he's going to take off your plate. Babe, I need you to do A, B, and C. And if he does it, you thank him for it. Babe, thank you. It made my day easier. It made my life easier. And when you're home, you need to spend 30 minutes trying to make her happy. You know what I mean? Just something kind. What would she like for you to do? What would make her smile?
Bring her roses, something like that.
Is that true or not true? Because roses is default.
I mean, I like the romantic end, and that's kind of where we left off. I tell him all the time. When I was pregnant, I used to be like, you know, can I get a foot rub or a back rub? And what he'd say to get out of that is, you don't do it to me. So that kind of knocks out everything.
Mr. Williams, I'm gonna leave you with some advice to get you the thing that you really want. You wrote in your papers more than once that you would like more sex. Let me tell you how to get it. Takes 5 minutes. It's called 5-minute all-day foreplay. You call her in the morning. Hey, baby, I love you. How you doing? Do you need me to bring something home? When you do get home, you take your hand and you like that. Hug her. You're beautiful, baby. Dinner was good. Then you get it. You gotta warm us up. We're like a car on a cold day. You can't just jump in and turn on the engine. You gotta warm us up. That's best advice you'll ever get.
That's right.
So you stop breaking stuff, you start caressing stuff, and maybe this thing will work out. This matter is adjourned.
Tenisha and James have listened to the judge and vowed to change their behavior so together they can save their marriage. Post a comment or submit your case at divorcecourt.com or call toll-free 1-877-311-2222. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Divorce Court.